दुरित क्षयद्वार श्री परमेश्वर पवित्रं प्रजापते सहजं पुरस्तात् आयुष्यं शुभ्रं यज्ञोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः यज्ञोपवीतं परमं पवित्रं प्रजापतेः यत्सहजं पुरस्तात् आयुष्यम् अग्रियं प्रतिमुञ्च शुभ्रं यज्ञोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः अग्रियं प्रतिमुञ्च शुभ्रं यज्ञोपवीतं बलमस्तु तेजः ॐ आजन्ति पഴയ മുള്ളവത്തോട് ഉപവീതം ഭിന്നതം ഓം അധ്യാസ്മഹേന മനോവദദ്യ മിത്രം ദേഹം മിത്രദേന്നോസ്തു അനുരാധാൻ അഭിഷാവൃതേന്തഃ ശതഞ്ജീവേമ ശരദസ്സവീരാः ദീർഘായുഷ്യമസ്തു. അക്ഷയപോട്ട് കുഴந்தைകളുടെ അക്ഷയപോട്ട് മാലയുടെ തന്നെ പിന്നെ കയ്യിൽ കൊടുക്കും താമരത്തെ കയ്യിൽ വെച്ചിട്ട് नमः सदसे नमः सदसः पदये नमः सखीनां लोकानां चक्षुषे नमो दिवे नमः पृथिवी हरिः ओम् सर्वेभ्यः ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमः. दक्षिणाभिव ताम्बूलञ्च श्रीविद्या. ॐ तत्सत् ॐ तत्सत् ॐ तत्सत् मंदिर की माइक വെച്ച ഓക്കേ ധാരാളമായിക്കില്ല. ॐ तत्सत् अस्माकं यादस्य शौर्य 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 नामधेयस्य अस्य मम कुमारस्य जन्मक्षे जन्ममासे जन्मनक्षत्रे जन्मराशि वशादे नामनक्षत्रे नामराशि वशादे जन्म अनुजन्म जन्म वशादे त्रेकाण वशादे भावग्रह वशादे पंचशलाका चक्रवशाद यो दोषः स्वजनि तद्दोष तद्दोष परिहारार्थम् आयुर्देवता नक्षत्रदेवता शरीरे वर्तमान वर्तिष्यमान समस्त रोग पीडा परिहार द्वारा क्षिप्र आरोग्य सिद्ध्यर्थं वेदोक्त आयुर्वारिष्ट शान्त्यर्थं सर्वाभीष्ट सिद्ध्यर्थं देवीः ब्राह्मणैः सह मम कुमारिकर आयुष्यहोम कर्म कर्तुं योग्यता सिद्धिम् अनुगृहाणा. अमोपात समस्त दुरित क्षयद्वार श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थं तदेव लग्नं सुदिनं तदेव कालाबलं चन्द्रबलं तदेव विद्याबलं दैवबलं तदेव यज्ञ कर्मणः निर्विघ्नेन परिसमाप्त्यर्थम् आदौ विघ्नेश्वर पूजां करिष्ये विघ्नेश्वर पूजां करिष्ये. पुष्पद्वयं प्रणाम द्वार गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनाम् उपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पते आनः शृण्वन् भूतिभिः श्रीधसादरम् ऊर्ध्वस्वरो अस्मिन् हरिद्राबिम्बे सुमुखं विघ्नेश्वरं महागणपतिं ध्यायामि महागणपतिं आवाहयामि महागणपतये नमः नवरत्न सिंहासनं समर्पयामि महागणपतये ओम गजकर्णकाय नमः ओम लंबोदराय नमः ओम भालचंद्राय नमः ओम गजाननाय नमः ओम सिद्धिविनायकाय नमः ओम महागणपतये देवविदप्रसोवान् सत्यं वा हृदयपरिषिञ्जामि अमृतं भवतो अमृतो वस्तरणमसि स्वामी कैवल्यप्राणाय स्वाहा अपानाय स्वाहा व्यानाय स्वाहा उदानाय गणेशाय नमस्ते शिवसोनवे निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव लंबोदरश्च विग्रहः धूमकेतुः गणाध्यक्षः बालचन्द्रः गजाननः वक्रतुण्डी यः पठेत् शृणुयादपि विद्यारम्भे विवाहे च प्रवेशे निर्गमे सर्वमङ्गलं श्रियकान्ताय कल्याण निधये अर्थिनं विघ्नेश्वराय नमः अनन्तकोटि प्रार्थना ओम भूते अद्य ब्रह्मणः द्वितीयपरार्थे श्वेतवराह प्रभवादि षष्ठी संवत्सराणां मध्ये क्रोधिनाम संवत्सरे नक्षत्र युक्तायां शुभयोग शुभकरण एवं ममोपात समस्त दुरित क्षयद्वारा श्री परमेश्वर धैर्य वीर्य विजय आयुः आरोग्य ऐश्वर्याण अभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् आयुष्मद् सत्सन्तानराशौ जातस्य शौर्यशर्मणः अस्य मम कुमारस्य जन्मक्षे जन्ममासे जन्मनक्षत्रे जन्मराशि वशाद् नामनक्षत्रे नामराशि वशाद् ब्रह्मणस्पदे आनः शृण्वन् भूतिभिः श्रीधसादनिष्ठापयामि शोभनात्मे क्षेमाय फलरागवनाय च विघ्नेश्वरप्रसादसिद्धिरस्तु आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवता प्रीत्यर्थम् इदं हिरण्यं ब्राह्मणेभ्यः संवदते ओम तत्सत् आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवताः प्रीयन्ताम् ओम तत्सत् आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवताः प्रीयन्ताम् ओम तत्सत् आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवताः प्रीयन्ताम् ओम तत्सत् विश्वान् कुम्भेश्वर्याणि सर्वलोकामनुत्तये नालिकेन समत्तोदत्तनेतहर संविधान् शिखयाकृतं सर्वं पापं पीडां च मेनुतान् सर्वे समुद्रा सहितस्वेत्थानिजयार्काः आयातु देव पूजार्थं ध्यायामि वरुणम् आवाहयामि वरुणस्य इदमासनम् गणपतिं वामहे कविकवीनामोऽश्रवस्तवान् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदः शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्येदसादनं यातवेदधेमवामसोमरादेदोनितः दिवेदः कलपर्णदुर्गाविश्वानामेव सिन्धुर्युरितात्यग्निः क्षेत्रस्य विदनावेव निधेनेव जयामते रामश्रं वोढेत्ताजनोपृढादेधे यदैन्द्रमयामहे ततो नोभयन्द्रदे मखमञ्चगतवदन्नभूते विद्विषभुवदोदिः सत्यदा विषद्विदुर्यप्रधानमुदोभिः क्षेत्रपरेणवस्वस्थिताभयङ्करः वात्सोऽष्टमे पूजानि यस्वान् स्वावेशानमेव भवानः यद्वे महे प्रजन्नो विषश्रयते विपदे सञ्जलुष्पा भूतोस्वरम् अस्मिन् कुम्भे सात्विक्य देवतान् ध्यायामि आवाहयामि आयुष्टे विसवदेवज्ञर्वरेण्यः पुनस्ते प्राणाय युवरायक्रमं सुवामिते आयर्दाग्ने विशोचिषाणो कृतप्रतीको कृतयो नेधि कृतं पीत्वा तुजारगत्यं विनेव पुत्रमयक्षरादिमान् भूतोस्वरम् अस्मिन् कुम्भे आयुर्देवतायामि आवाहयामि यातमेव सेखोदां स्वामवरादे यतोनतः द्वेलः सनाघयामि पुरुषेवेगं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं पुरातु दत्तशेषानः यदन्येनातिरोहरि नमोत्म सिंहासनं पुरुषेण अभिषा देवाय समदन्नुता वदन्तो अस्याभिवाद्यं ग्रीष्मशरद्भविः मधुवर्गं भुवत्वयामि सत्तास्यासनहृदयः तद्भक्तविरक्तवाः देवाय यज्ञं तन्वानाय नमः ॐ सर्वाय देवाय नमः ॐ ईशानाय देवाय नमः ॐ पशुपतये देवाय नमः ॐ देवाय नमः ॐ भवस्य देवस्य पत्नी नमः ॐ सर्वस्य देवस्य पत्नी नमः ॐ ईशानस्य देवस्य पत्नी नमः ॐ पशुपते देवस्य पत्नीभ्यो नमः ॐ कुलदेवताभ्यो नमः ॐ ग्रामदेवताभ्यो नमः ज्ञानाध्यात्मिकपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि जीवं दर्शयामि दीपं दर्शयामि आचमनीयं समर्पयामि अमृताभिधानमसि आचमनीयं समर्पयामि भोगीवरां समायुक्तं नागवल्ली गलेविदं सहस्रोत्राद तदा लोकागमकल्पयन् कर्पूरताम्बूलं निवेदयामि समस्तोपचारान् समर्पयामि वेदाहमेनं यदीरः नामानि कृत्वा विविधन्यदास्ते सर्वाभ्यः देवताभ्यो नमः सर्वमङ्गल प्राप्त्यर्थं कर्पूर नीराञ्जन चंद्रमा पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पुष्पवान् भवति एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे प्रकृष्ट पापनाशाय अभीष्ट फलसिद्धये प्रदक्षिणं करोमि त्वां प्रसीद परमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष महाप्रभो तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् तेन नाकं महिमानस्सन्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तदेवं विद्वान् उदयः भवति
ये पहना के मंदिर के पास आने
लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः आर्द्रां पुष्करणीं पुष्करवर्णां हेममालिनीं सूर्याभिरन्वयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावः तां महावः जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनवगामिनीं यस्यामिरण्यं प्रबोधं गावो दास्मे
करेक्ट ना ఇది కరెక్ట్ రా వెయిట్
ఆద్యం విరాప్యాం దీనం గారాన్ पदञ्जसन्तां स्वाहा दिव्यागणाभुरोवा पुराणायिषितो न प्रवर्तन्तो हीरान् तेभ्यो जुहमिवदागतेन सर्वा ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मणोऽध्यारत्राणि शिरकृत्यवासापिनागे ईशानो देवस्सनायुक्तवादोजमानो गर्भर्जर्यहागात् सभृत्यपाशानपरिध्यघोराणि आयुषेणो कृतवत्तु देव स्वाहा ब्रह्मज्योतिर्ब्रह्मवत्तेषु गर्भनिर्माददातुरोपञ्जयन्तं सुवर्णरं वज्रकमर्कवर्त्यं तमायुषेवत्रयामो विदयन स्वाहा क्षेमक्षेमोपदयन स्वाहा Akshaya Sarvayanya Srivanya Sahasrashapsharupa Virupaha Sasodava Samdaya Srirutyaya Shemavirudayatam Swaha Yan Swaha Eka Purastha Evam Bhagaveta Bhagavadastadeva Swaha Brahmadyaya Brahmavate Vigatayamadadat Prarovanjayantam Om Uruvarnavaya Bandharam Nityan Bhaksheyavamudat Swaha Trembakangayamahe Sramtyam Pushyavantanam Om Yom Saha Saratam Hoshyami Om Bodhavasvasvaha Ajabhairam Namamai Najnanam Vidajnanam Vidyasakre Vido Agnesadasavitaya Puruvetadat Namama Purusam Vido Ijnaha Yajna Purusam Vidaha Agnesadasavitaya Saptade Agne Savidas Saptajupvaha Saptaridaya Saptarama Priyani Saptahotra Saptahatvayi Janti Saptayo Nira Pranasva Krithika Swaha Agni Saptahatvayi Janti Devanavati Saptahamam Vanjashtanamam Vanjiramam Devahodam Pradavanagavitsanam Dhruvanasvam
Okay?
Swaha Mitra Saptahatvayi Sevasmai Tavan Prayacchante Venam Manaswante Rajyaya Devasuraya Bhavati Sarvabhyah Devadabhyo Namaha Samasta Avanatha Samantam Sarva Mangala Praptyartham Veda Yoma Mayanam Veda Ayatanavan Bhavati Sarva Ayatanavan Bhavati Yasamvatsarasya Ayatanam Veda Sarveshwaraya Namaha Anandagodi Pradakshina Sadhana Namaskaran Samarpayami Purnaskan
Right here.
Chatrajapada Samaskrajoya Devoya Shaktoya Bhutyoya Ramoya Samarpayami Akala Mrityuharanam Sarvavyadhi Nivaranam Samasta Avakshegaram Ayurveda Ayurveda Ayurasi sarvam me ayuho bhuyad sarvam ayugyedam Yada Indra Dayamahe Tadonaha Abhayam Nati Bhagavan Nati Tavadannaha Udaye Vidyushaha Vimurdojihi Sastidaha Vishaspadihi Ultraha Vimurdovashi Rishendraha Uraye Gunaha Sastidaha Abhayankaraha Sava Kshatrabhude Vruddha Vishniyam Vrishtabhogah Shubhidam Vadena Pradikata Savatsakarena Raksha Saubhagyam Asthi Lattvaya Adhastam Vivaredana Ayushyohoma Purnabhara Sadgunyam Idambhiranyam Sadakshinalam Brahmanebhyaha Sampradane Om Tatsade பெரியவாழ்லாம் புருஷாலாம் வர்ண அக்ஷராசீர்வாதம் அதிபதிம் திஷா அஸ்ய பிருத்திவ்யா தீர்காயத்வாய சதசாரதாய சதகம் சரத்யாயுஷே வத்சசே தீமாத்ரீ புண்ணியாய गङ्गामङ्गामयते तमेतेनाप्नोति वृत्ति भवत्यायुभयस्वजोषा पूर्णमात्मनगाच्छोभमाना आप्यायत्येन विश्वा वरन्दुहाय यजमानाय यज्ञम् आध्यात्मकव्येन नमतो भस्मा सवीरा नमो नमो भवति याजमानोन्नान् केतुर्षामेतिग्रे भाविन्देवेभ्यो विदधात्यायुर्विदन्धमासुरगीर्घमायुः सुवन्दरीर्यं वदोरिमागुं समेतर्ष्यता सौभाग्यमस्येदत्वायादास्सविपरेतना इमान्तरिन्द्रवेद्यसुवतूता आजा वायाः आतो अन्नशिया कीलाला उपाहूतो गृहे कोनाः
इधर ले जाओ पुरुषा कोमनाडिया रेडारी गवरन पेरिवा
चलवानं भवते तदाय पुरुषेन्द्रियायुष्येवेन्द्रिये प्रतिष्ठते
அப்படியே இங்கே இருங்க ஓதி வந்துருவாங்க அப்படியே கொடுத்துருவோம் தெரியும் அத்தை பாட்டி பாக்கியம் பெரியமா பெரியமா அது பழதி பெரியமா பெரியமாவா அழகு பெரியமா பெரியமா பெரிய தாத்தா பாட்டியுடைய ஆசீர்வாதம் பாக்கியம் பத்திரம் புஷ்பம் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸுடைய ஆசீர்வாதம் பாக்கியம் பத்திரம் புஷ்பம் ஆசீர்வாதம் பாக்கியம் பத்திரம் புஷ்பம் ஆசீர்வாதம் பாக்கியம் பத்திரம் புஷ்பம் Ganesh family Aashirvadam Bhagyam Patram Pushpam
next generation
Adeenay Aashirvadam Bhagyam Patram Pushpam
Okay, thank you.
Aashirvadam Bhagyam Patram Pushpam Ashok Kumar Jitwa Aashirvadam Bhagyam Patram Pushpam
Attai Murli Chittappa
Murli Tata Aashirvadam Bhagyam Patram
Friends, Ravi Mama
Mama Tata Aashirvadam Bhagyam Patram Pushpam எல்லாரும் தாத்தா படுறீங்க Rojan Shaurya Kalyana
Ganesh
Arnaal Bhagyam Patram Pushpam Rojan Shaurya Kalyana
Santatam Satguru Guha Sanduman Sarasadaram Santana Gopal Krishnam Upasmahe Shri Santana Gopal कृष्णं मूपीरोहिणी सत्यभामा अर्जुन प्रेमा
तिष्ठति ब्रह्मण उपहरति एकदैव यजमानः ददाति हिरण्यगर्भसमवर्धनाग्रे भूतस्य जातपतिरेक आसीत् सदाधारपतिवेद्यामुमे मां कस्मै देवाय अभिशापितेम
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
கருணை புரியாதிருப்ப தெனக்குறை வேலை சேர்ப்பு கையிலை மலிநாதர் பெற்ற உமரோனே கடகமுய மீதிரத்ன மணியமி பொன்மாலை சேற்றை கமழ் மனமார்கடப்பம் அணிவோனே தருணமிதையா உதவி புரிய தருணம் இதையா தருணமிதையா மிதத்த கணமகுரு நீ சௌக்கிய சகல செல்வயோகமிக பெருவாழ்வு தகைமை சிவ ஞான பூதி பரகதிய நீ போ संगीत रसिके विद्या प्रदे श्री शारदे नमोस्तुते That's why this mudra comes in the last line, Ananda Amritavarsham.
Today is very special and unique in its own way. And the reason for that is, how many times in life have all of us, for me it's the first, and arguably probably the first for almost all of you over here, how many times over decades have you seen a great-grandmother and a great-grandson celebrating the birthdays on the same day? One at one end of the spectrum, the little infant, the little boy, little Shaurya, celebrating his first birthday, just taking some baby steps, just crawling now in his path of life. And at the other end of the spectrum, as somebody said, our favorite lady of our life celebrating her 90th birthday here. For me, it's the first occasion. I think, arguably, the best photograph which all of us need to have with us, a copy of that is Mami having Shaurya on her lap, both of them celebrating their birthday. And the little fellow just giggling away on her lap just a few minutes back. It was a moment of intense emotion and love. As we wish Shaurya, decades of good health, happiness, prosperity, success. We thought we need to reflect a few minutes. And I've been blessed that I'm a devotee of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba for over three decades, almost 3.5 decades. And I start my day with one of his quotes. Quite obviously, on New Year's Day also you start with one of his quotes. Quite by coincidence, the quote for New Year, and I quote, with his divine blessing I just quote, his New Year quote was, message was, people talk of surrender to God. But in actual fact, there is no surrender to God. The whole path of life is to realize that you are God. You're not this body, you're the Atma. And once you realize you're the Atma, you realize you're God. Unquote. The message therein is, one who realizes that he's the Atma starts dwelling on his path of life as the Atma with just this body as the virtual medium. For almost a vast majority of humanity, it's the other way around. We struggle through this body and try to achieve the Atma, and that's why this whole cycle of life and death and karma and keep going round and round and round. When I reflect back on my decades of life and try to actually reflect on this quote and think of who are these people who have been blessed across my journey of life, who've come across in my path of life, who've actually managed to achieve that transition and elevate themselves to the Atma and live their lives, or at least attempt to a large extent to live their lives through the Atma and not the body. The first face that comes to my mind is Mami's face. Because, you know, what that means then is, you've lived your life through the virtual system of God, and the system of God means only one, and that system is unconditional love right throughout your life, irrespective of who you come across. And I think the first face that comes to me is Amma to some, Mami to others. To me, she is a virtual goddess that I've seen in my life. Because for her, the one path that she's traversed in her journey of life is unconditional love, serve everybody who comes in her way with a smile on her face. People who come to her go back happy, go back with tremendous joy and happiness. And that's what you retain when you think of her. So we said, you know, the sons and the daughters-in-law decided, let's spend a few minutes to reflect on her life and see if we can take a few pages from her life and adapt it to our own lives. And that's why we said we'll give an opportunity to everybody present over here to come forward and share their experiences with Mami over here, and probably, you know, also share some of the incidents and share what their thought processes are about Mami, because I'm sure, we're all sure there's only one thing they'll say. They'll probably, you know, if I may say so, repeat quite a few things that I've just now said about her, an incarnation of the divine in that sense. As I said, verily goddess herself. But we like to hear it from you. And that's the whole purpose of the next few minutes. We were to have a few ceremonies, which is as per the diktat, but due to various reasons, we could not go through that, which is all of you are aware of. But everything happens for good. If that had happened, probably this forum would have never happened. So here's a forum, again, you know, by the intervention of the divine, saying, let everybody speak about her. And I think it's a brilliant idea. Speak about a person when the person is still alive. On the 80th birthday or the 90th birthday or whatever. Let the person him or herself heard it from everybody, right? What they feel. Because I'm sure everybody has only great things to talk about Manu. So, having said that, let's get started. And let me ask oh, there are hands going up. Brilliant, yeah. I mean, why should I wait? So there you are. There you are. That tells you.
Shekhar.
Yeah. He's known for
30, 40 years.
30, 40, 3 or 4 decades.
Gitanjali.
Yeah. Shekhar, please, go ahead.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I think so.
Pranams, pranams to all. And we have got our Rajam Mami, what we call her. We were neighbors, say around about 40 years back. And we were young, and she tolerated all our mastis in spite of having 3 kids for her with mama and all. So we had a very nice memory on our younger days with her. We were just neighbors, opposite house neighbors, Gitanjali building. That was around about 40-45 years back. And we had a memorable time with her. She used to make nice food, sometimes sharing with us all this Palakkad, Kotan and all that thing we used to really enjoy. And mom was my mom was her best friend. So I miss all these memories where you cannot erase it overnight. So today I made sure that I will make it to this function. Sorry that my wife could accompany me, but she is also praying for everybody and all the best wishes. And we wish Mami as well as Shaurya a very beautiful life ahead and all the best wishes for the others. Sairam.
Sairam, sir, thank you. I know everybody will have great words to say about her because there's nothing else. That's the way she's led her life. And also request each one of you to reflect back the time you get on 1 or 2 incidents, okay? You can take 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes, but we like to hear that. He said we did a lot of masti. I would have been happy to hear some masti and what all you did. The invite obviously came from her and Shankar's father to their home for dinner one evening. And obviously it was the most delicious kind of, sati that I've had ever. And after that I said, she said, and that's the way she's led her life. Nonchalant about small things, but these are actually wonderful things that she's gone through. So who's coming next?
Hi, good morning. I hope I'm audible. Actually, they call my husband. He is a little shy, so I came forward. No, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. I'm in this family for 4 decades, and I'm just narrating to you what my husband told. Okay. One of the few things that I can remember about Mami, in fact the most important thing I would like to share with you all. We have a chitti, or rather Attai to Ramani and Rajan, who stays in Paris, and my mother-in-law is her sister. We also stay in Chembur, and I found it rather a little strange, or maybe odd, that their Attai comes all the way from Paris and she chooses to stay with Mami. I have seen it happening over the years, and she's chitti to all of us. So one day I told her, why don't Lalita chitti nigal, I'm talking in Tamil also because most of you, I said, Lalita chitti nigal nammathukku vandu rendina irungole. So I clearly remember her response, and she said, Illai, nek eppome Rajamanni guda irukkanam. So then I realized that your bond is so strong, and present days when brothers, sisters, and nobody seems to be getting along. I mean, it's a very wide remark that I'm making. This really set me thinking, and I told Ram, my husband, that it is not because Chitti chose to stay with Mami. There must be something in Mami that is pulling her here to stay only with her and with nobody else. Mami, நான் சொன்னதெல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு மனசிலாம்னு எனக்கு தோணுறது.
Just taking a cue from what you said, Shekhar, I remember mentioned to me a couple of years back, or probably a year and a half back, Ashok's mother, I don't know what's her name, Mami's Komalam is your Penemi or Chitti? Chitti, her younger sister. And you spoke about the bond, right? He just narrated one small incident, few seconds, he said, can you believe it, you know? Amma just picked up the phone and said, and she said hello, and from there, without saying a single sentence, and this is what, you know, get the semantics of this very clear. Without saying a single sentence, she just said hello, and from the hello, what was the tone of the hello, and why was the hello said, was understood at the other end by a younger sister, and she said, Eppo varai chole. And she was supposed to take the flight within the next few days. That is bonding. That is bonding. You don't say anything. Just the unexpressed emotion is understood. Miles apart. Please come.
Namaskar. I know Mami from the time I was a kid. Very loving, very passionate. And Tamil
Please.
இது என்னோட ஃபேவரட் மாமியா இருக்கும். குழந்தையிலேருந்து எனக்கு தெரியும் மாமியா. She's okay. Very loving, very affectionate, always smiling. ரொம்ப calm. இருக்கிறவர்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் அவள் நிறைய சேவை பண்ணியிருக்கா. Taken care of her mother-in-law, her sister, I mean Chitti and Mama. And in the small house with so many children, we all used to go and spend our summer holidays with her and enjoy. There was nothing much in that, but ரொம்ப மஜா பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம். Very happy family, இல்லையா? ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா அந்த சின்ன வீட்லயே மாமாவும் இருந்தா, மாமியும் இருந்தா. We didn't have money, but we were having full of love and affection. எல்லாரும் சித்தி வருவாள், அல்மேல் சித்தி வருவாள், அந்த குழந்தைலாம் வருவா, எல்லாருமா சேர்ந்து ஒரே மஜா பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம். அந்த காலமெல்லாம் திரும்பி வரவே வராது. அதெல்லாம் என்னோட கல்யாணத்துக்கெல்லாம் மாமியாரில் தான் மருதாணியெல்லாம் இட்டு என்ன இது பண்ணி நான் எல்லாரும் ரொம்ப மஜாவாக இருந்தது. அந்த மாதிரி லைஃப் எல்லாம் திரும்பி வருமோன்னு ஒரு சம்சயமாக தான் இருக்குது லைஃப்பில். பட் வி ஹேட் அ வண்டர்ஃபுல் சைல்ட்ஹுட். அவர் பேரண்ட்ஸ் கேவ் அஸ் அ வண்டர்ஃபுல் சைல்ட்ஹுட். அவளை நல்ல பாண்டிங் இருக்குது அவளுக்கெல்லாம். எல்லாம் ஒரு ரெஸ்பெக்டும் இருந்தது. அண்ட் தே ஷுட் ஷேர் ஆல் தர் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் வித் ஒன் அனதர். அதெல்லாம் இப்போ இல்லை. எவ்ரிபடிஸ் எல்லாரும் நியூட்ரல் ஃபேமிலியாக இருக்கு. அப்போல்லாம் அப்படியெல்லாம் எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்து அவளை துக்கம் சுக்கம் இன்னும் எல்லாம் சிரிச்சு கழிச்சுட்டு தான் இருந்தோம். ரொம்ப மஜா பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தோம். மாமியாட்டில் வந்தால் நான் கேட்கவே வேண்டாம். ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்காக எல்லாரும் பேசிட்டு கழிச்சுண்டு இட் வாஸ் வெரி ஃபைன். வி ஆர் ஆல் மிஸ்ஸிங் ஆல் தோஸ் டேஸ். என்ன பண்ணுறது, வி ஹேட் டு மூவ் ஆன் இன் லைஃப். எனவே அட்லீஸ்ட் பாண்டிங் இப்போ கொஞ்சமாவது இருக்குது. இன்னும் போக ஒன்றுமே இருக்காது தோணுறது. ரொம்ப ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ் மாமி ஃபார் ஹேவிங் திஸ் வண்டர்ஃபுல் மெமரிஸ். ரொம்ப நல்ல சைல்ட்ஹுட்லாம் எங்களுக்கெல்லாம் இருந்தது. ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருந்தோம். அங்கே வந்து ஒரு கவலை இல்லாதக்கு மஜா பண்ணிட்டு ரொம்ப மஜா பண்ணிட்டு தேங்க்யூ மாமி. நல்ல நல்ல ஆரோக்கியம் இன்னும் நிறைய தரட்டும். 100 அடியுங்கோ, நாங்கள் கூட இருக்கோம். அதுதான் வேணும், வேணும். ஆரோக்கியமாக எல்லாரும் சந்தோஷமாக இருக்கு. நமஸ்காரம்.
Happy that somebody from the floor has actually said this. I was about to say it at the end anyway. Ningal 100 adigo, century adigo. You know? And I've described, I've called many 100. I don't know how many of you know. I'm a cricket commentator by profession on the BCCI panel and the radio panel. So I've called many a great 100. And I would like to call this 100, hopefully when that comes.
Yeah, we'll make it happen together.
You know, Mami just said and reflected back. You know, we had attended a wedding 5 years back. I mean, we keep attending weddings, right? And this was in Bangalore, so it was the previous day, the Nichidambulam. And after that, we just got to the temple and we were coming back to the hall. And somebody from the family, we were discussing how times have changed, as Mami rightly said. And one of the discussion points was, nowadays when you go for a wedding, somebody comes to receive you at the airport or the station or whatever, and the first question asked is, "And the hotel book panirgal? Where's my room book?" We all grew up in a society wherein we used to stay in the same hall or the satram as it was called, play ambatare at night right throughout after the Nichidambulam, right throughout the night. We knew when the jalebi would come, and the laddu will come, and the murukku will come, as the cook used to make it out there. And that was fun in its own way. And I confidently say, probably the modern generation is missing that. Yes, who's the next coming forward? Come. Sairam, come.
I stay in the opposite building where this Rajan and family were there, and we have many years of association with the family, including Rajan's father, Mr. D.K. Raman. He and my father were very close friends, and the talking point was on the streets. They would meet just outside the building and talk for hours together, kind of a thing. Our interactions were, because we were children, so it was more with Rajan, Ramani, my friend Sanjay here, Shekhar is here, and we were one of the most mischievous gangs on 8th Road, looking very innocent, but all the same we were the most mischievous, and our parents would dread what next would come and what complaint would come from whom, kind of a thing. So our interactions were minimal with the parents, lest we get caught and the parents share that your son did this, my son did this, kind of thing. But anyway, Auntie was very benevolent. Whenever we used to visit the house, then some kind of sweet meals or something to eat or drink. That was very, very warm and kind of affectionate. And I don't think we ever thought, this is so-and-so's mother, my mother. All of them are like mothers. Her affection for me was the same as that for Rajan or for somebody else. So we used to go from house to house. There were other friends also whose parents were very affectionate. One of the incidents I'll just narrate, which happened, and that too, it's an account of our mischief. At that time, Rajan had bought a motorcycle.
And he knows what's coming. So basically, I think he didn't have a license, or a learner's license was there. His motorcycle was like, he didn't have the hooter. It was a new one, but the horn was not working. And also he didn't know how to put the gears. It was a little struggle kind of a thing. But since I was down and the motorcycle was there, Appa on the Bahrain, he was abroad. Yeah, okay. So that was great time for mischief because 1975. Okay, good. So Rajan said, "Na station for a Baraya." So I also said, "Okay, it's a free ride. Let me hop on." So I was on the pillion, and this gentleman who is learning to drive took me on the motorcycle. So with helmet or without helmet? Without helmet. No, both didn't have a helmet. Yeah. So, but somehow or the other we navigated up to what is now
front tire. And the motorcycle, he was like, shh, who's going to listen? He didn't have his horn, nothing is working. So, but that guy, he looked like this, ran away, and our motorcycle turned and then it went and hit another person coming on the scooter. One mama with his poor daughter in the pillion. They were coming, and we went and banged against him. I went over Rajan and fell on the road. My buttocks hurt a lot. We didn't get hurt, and that mama was there. He got hurt. His scooter fell and he got hurt. There was some bleeding, kind of a thing. We panicked because he didn't have a license, and there was one Havaldar who was near the police chowk. He was coming around, "Likhu kya? Complaint likhu kya?" He was asking the mama. And we were saying, no, don't write anything. We will take care of the mama. We are talking to him in Tamil, saying that don't worry, we will take care of this kind of thing. So all said and done, that interaction went on. Then we got some reinforcements from 8th Road to come to give us some kind. So one of the guys was an insurance agent. He told mama, don't worry, I am insurance agent. We will ensure that you get compensated and the repair will be done and other things. But we didn't have money. We had to, then we told, because the mama had already got hurt, we had to leave him back in his house or something. So then we came to Rajan. Both of us didn't have anything in our pockets because we had not planned for it.
We didn't have it any at home also.
No, I didn't go to my house. So Rajan and I went up. So Mami was there at home, and then she saw. He said, "Amma, Nurva Taraya Nutri." She got panicked. Then slowly he said, "The mari or accident ஆயிடுச்சு நுட்டு. அப்போ இவன் பின்னால இருந்தா இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு மாமா போய் இடிச்சுட்டோம் நுட்டு." Auntie's first reaction was, "நீ போய் இடிச்சுட்டா பரவாயில்லைடா, இவனுக்கு கூட because she was more worried about her accountability to my parents. So that is the concern that the mother had. She was not so bothered about Rajan getting hurt or the motorcycle. Apparna na enna solluve indha mari motorcycle pudu motorcycle ipdi poitu crash pannittu vandirke. So that was a concern. I thought I'll just narrate that small incident, but otherwise many pleasant situations which we have had. She has been highly caring, affectionate. Even now she was getting emotional kind of a thing. I said, don't worry. So that's it.
I just wanted to complete this small bit of incidents. I remember very vividly, Rajan came home, and that's the time we had just come back from Bangalore and very challenging times at home. So I tried to imitate her. Rajan comes in and says, "Amma or Ambudravana." Oh, accent right, Ravi. അയ്യോ അപ്പാക്ക് ഇന്ന് ഒരേ ഒരു പിള്ളേ അവൻ എന്നെ പോയി ചൊല്ലു എന്നാൽ. So I think that was the most hilarious. I mean, at that time it was quite serious, but it was more hilarious now. So I just wanted to complete that piece. That's it. Thank you.
Great. Let's have more of these kind of things because the emotion was building up. I think you saw it perfectly. The emotion in her and others was building, but rightly so. And the point you brought out is amazing, saying that those days they were never a mother of one child or their own children. They were mothers to everybody in society, and that's how they built a society, and that's full credit to them, isn't it? And that's why we're all here. We've invited, hopefully, this is one of the things that we need to relay down like a relay race into the subsequent generations that we probably forward life to. Rajan, by the way, do you still have a license?
He just got one.
And I just managed, yes. Managed all these years, huh? Managed one. All right. Ganesh, please come.
Swami Namaskaram. My sister Meera, Ravi Gopal and Rajan were classmates. Though my interaction with Rajan was not during the days when they were at school, but more so when I took my first job, and incidentally they were looking for a company secretary over there in that company. and I suggested to Rajan that would he like to join that company. He was then at Union Bank, and he had completed his company secretary course and was looking for a job as a company secretary and moving out of the bank. So it suited him, and between 1985 and 1988 we were there together, and after that we both started a company together in financial services, and initially the registered office was Rajan's house. So we used to spend most of the time working from home those days between 88 and 90. And around that time Jyoti had Sai. Sai was around 1.5, 2 years old, and we used to have great time playing with him as well. And I remember that I used to have, most of the days I would end up having lunch at Mommy's place, because she was such a wonderful cook. And also that she not only was such a wonderful cook, she was the most loving person. It was like everybody else before me has said, her love was unconditional. When I got married, she extended the same affection to Shanti. She didn't know Shanti from before. From the first day, she extended the same. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. And then, of course, those days were fun with Ramani. Now Ramani looks more like Richard Branson than Ramani. How many of you would younger Richard Branson when he had just started Virgin Atlantic, I suppose. So Jyoti, it was great.
He looks like me, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, and of course we had a great time with Jyoti, Sai, and not to forget Jagdish, with whom we used to have so many arguments. These days we've all grown older, and I suppose we don't argue very much. So thank you.
I gave a name to Ramani. Started calling him Albert Einstein with this kind of beard and all that. But I think your comparison of Richard Branson is better, because with all the escapades that he has managed in life, despite having Prabha in his life, I think a Richard Branson comparison fits better. And all the things that happened aboard the Virgin Atlantic.
I think this event is about Shaurya and Amma.
Yeah, please come, Babu, come.
Hello, Namaskaram, Mami. My name is Ganesh. People call me Babu, my pet name. Myself and Ramani were close friends, are close friends. Even though not from the same school, but even in the same neighborhood. Jyoti and my elder sister were classmates, bosom pals. ज्योति छींकती तो मेरे घर में नमल जुकाम होता था. इतने अच्छे दोस्त थे वो लोग. Rajan's close friend was one of my neighbor, so he used to come to our neighborhood during my school days, and I was really surprised to hear that motorcycle incident Rajan, because हमारे लिए Rajan was a terror. Rajan and I used to start behaving properly whenever he is around. And because of these family relation, he used to come to my place, I used to go to their house, and I distinctly remember the dosais Mami used to make for us. So Mommy's cooking, somebody was explaining, I really recall that, those delicious dosais. But we were very, very close friends. Just today morning when we were coming, so I lost my mother a few years back, parents. So my wife was asking, Mami, 90 साल की है, how is she? She's able to take care. Just generally पूछ रही थी my wife. I said, yeah, she's perfectly okay. She's able to take care. Then she made a statement, my wife. अगर मम्मी होती तो वो भी 90 साल की होती ना आज करके. I really felt, Mami, you're like my mother today. मुझे लगा मैं अपनी माँ को अपनी देखा. Like he said, our great commentator, 100 years, we all will be praying. Yeah. God bless all of us.
No, I'll take it. You know, one of the very interesting things that came across the last two, 3 people who spoke is, they said, we used to have a lunch at mommy's house. Children used to have their lunch at each other's house without any problem in those days. In all societies, my wife Shobha and Prabha grew up in a society called Endeavour, and half the days they used to have their lunch and dinner in the neighbor's house, and nobody used to question, and children used to come from the neighbor's house over here, and it was all just one wonderful community living. Hopefully someday we'll get back there. We thought we were going away, but I do see strains of that coming back. So hopefully we'll get back there again. That was one wonderful facet of life, and people like her who epitomized it by their sheer love. अभी ये आदमी जो था, ये सुबह से स्टेज पे था. अभी अपना बच्चे को सुला दिया है. तो मैंने सोचा बाप को जगा देता हूँ. So let's hear from the grandson about the grandma.
I'm going to talk in Tamil. My Tamil is broken, so kindly excuse me. Everyone in this world, so I'm going to lead with this. I am fortunate enough to because Thathi has raised me. Thathi is the first 5-6 years of my life. So, என்னோட அம்மா அப்பா had to go to office and என்ன Thathi கிட்ட விட்டுட்டு போவா, and she's practically raised me throughout my childhood. இன்னும் சொல்றதுக்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லை. Everyone is actually covered. எல்லாம் நல்லா சாப்பாடு பண்ணுவாள். She used to take care of people very well. ஆறாவது ஆத்துக்கு வந்தா சிரிச்சுட்டே இருப்பாள், எல்லாரையும் சிரிக்க வைப்பாள். So I'm very fortunate to have a Thathi like her. And I'm equally grateful that Shaurya is going to have a great grandmother like her. So I hope Thathi lives for another 10, 20, 30, 40 years and breaks all records possible. Thathi, thank you. Thank you. Namla party karte kar. So avanim party kadama nanum neyam office ko. So please avanim party ko. Please. Thank you.
Now you know where those additional 10 years have been granted for her.
Parenting.
She understood every bit of it and she smiles through it. That's the beauty of this lady. Shankar, who's next?
I think you're host, Sandhya. Yes, Sandhya will come. Come. Then you
Amma, I'm Shankar's colleague. So I'm very close to Amma for the years. I don't have words right now, I'm not prepared. So, Shankar is my tiffin partner. So we used to have lunch together. So Amma used to send tiffin for me also. Prabha used to send, but I mean, so she knows that I love South Indian food. So one extra idli used to come for me every day. So Amma, thank you so much for being part of my family. I love you. Thank you so much.
Adu.
Hi, so I don't like talking in public, but I do what I can.
Hey, Tamil mein bolte.
हाँ, इको आ रहे हैं तमिल में.
Talk in Tamil.
So Thathi पति नरवे पेशिया सिंह है. चलत को न मिले. But என்னோட ஒரு friend இருக்கான், அவன் பேர் மன்னு. Thathi கூப்பிட தந்தாவனா, but he couldn't come here. But we have a core memory around him. He had come home one day and Thathi was like, Mannu, तू दूध पिया क्या घर में? And we constantly remember that every time he's around.
We do it with action.
And the action is not normal. So that is all I have to say right now.
Shankar had promised you 1 o'clock lunch, right? So I need to stay by that. We've got exactly about 17, 18 minutes to go. So we'll go across to the closest family to Mommy and the 2 sons, the 2 daughters-in-law, and the daughter herself, and the son-in-law, whoever, in random order. I allow you guys to pick it up. Jyoti, come.
Hey, Krithika also wants to say before that.
Yeah, you want to come.
Opening verse.
अभी middle order हो गया. So I'm just going to keep it short because I actually don't have too many memories. But I just want to elaborate on the genuineness of this person and how warm this person is and so loving. So my Thathi is my Periyamma's mother-in-law. So we may not be biologically related. I mean, in a sense, we probably would be, but I don't know.
Choose. What do you think? Doesn't matter. It's okay.
तुम लोग decide. But when you look at us, you will not feel that way. Because you know, the reason is her. She has never treated me indifferently ever. I still remember, you know, the first time I went to their place, I was a bit nervous because, you know, she's an elder. So I didn't know, how to, go and talk to her and all that. But she herself came to me and she was like, eppadi irkai, and all that she started. And she was like, doshi timbaya, kavi kudipaya. And I don't know, I mean, it was such a touching moment for me. And then, after 2017 or 18, I used to go to Pima's house regularly. Like, I think once in 2 weeks or something like that, I used to go to Anirudh's house, and then we used to play on the PS and all that. And at that time also, she used to come and she used to ask, did you eat something? I mean, words sometimes fall short to explain how loving this person is. So, thank you, Thathi, for being so loving. And I have never felt like I'm not a grandchild of hers, like probably not biologically related, but she's never treated me like, probably another person who's come from whatever. So in our generation, we call, we term a person like, I feel like she's just a ball of love. So thank you, Thathi, so much. Yeah? And yeah, I swear I want to do the hard day. It has to happen.
You could see the emotion, right? Krithika, she's my daughter, and somebody else here is coming forward, motivated by Krithika maybe, or motivated by everybody. You heard us sing, let's hear us speak. I mean, you sing wonderfully well. I've been a connoisseur of Carnatic music for almost 40 years now, 35 years maybe, and some of the brigas you gave in the Pallavi reminded me of some of the legends of Carnatic music. So, wonderful job done.
Hari Kripa. I'll just say a few words. Raja Mami is my mother's Mami. And what I have heard from my mother or my party, whom we affectionately call Badama. So, Badama has always said, Raja Mami nariya seva pannirka, Anna Mannikum. So, ellarum varuva angendu. இங்கதான் தங்குவா கீதாஞ்சலி சின்ன வீடுல எல்லாருக்கும் சாப்பாடு போடு எல்லாம் சந்தோஷமா இருந்து எல்லாருக்கும் ரொம்ப பாசமா with lot of affection she will take care of everyone. That is what I have heard about Raja Mami. So and from my mother also about Raja Mami. So very sweet lady, and thank you, Mami.